Hi. Oh, that's really loud. My name is Ryan Sweeney. I have a sobriety date. It's October 7th, 2009. I'm one of those numbers, I guess, but I'm someone who's surpassed that. I've been sober for two plus years. It was something that I never thought was going to happen as a youth. Before I got sober, I honestly thought I was going to die, a drug addict, an alcoholic. If you believe that, someone you just completely, they've let you down and you don't think they're going to get sober or they don't think they're going to do whatever it is that they're facing, those problems that they're facing, have faith in them, because miracles happen all the time. I believe I'm a miracle, you may not, but I do. I started drinking when I was 13, by the way. Something was off, I didn't quite fit in with everybody. Even as a young kid, I was always, escaping reality by fantasy, and which a lot of young kids do. I think I overdid it, I overdid everything I was involved in. We can fast forward a little bit to the age of 13. I picked up my first drink. I started smoking weed, and not that doing any of that at that age is innocent, but it was innocent at first to me. It wasn't like the second I did it, I was going crazy. But very quickly, it escalated. I blacked out one of the second times I drank, and it just only got worse from there. Just because I'm a guy, and this was a bit of a topic before I came here. You're obviously a group of women. I'm a man, and if you couldn't tell, I'm a man. How could a group of girls relate to you? I think it's all about the feelings of what I went through, and not so much the things I've done. It's the way I felt, and if any of you have have problems with drugs, alcohol, depression, cutting, whatever it is, I think that all of this is kind of intertwined. It's a huge problem, it's a huge problem, and a lot of people kind of shun us because they don't understand it. Someone could have a drink and put it down. Why can't you? Or why can't I? And I can't explain that. I was just never able to. Like I was saying, my drinking wasn't normal, so I wanted to stop at a young age. And for whatever reasons it was, I can't explain it. I wasn't able to. I broke my mom's heart over and over again. I thought that would have been enough reason to stop. I've had girlfriends who were just like, you're out of control, you need to stop, and I thought that was enough reasons to stop. And in my heart, I felt like it was, and it was like I became a liar, but I didn't really mean to be the liar. I became a liar because I just couldn't, I couldn't do it, no matter what I tried, I just couldn't do it. Normal people, after the first time of getting arrested, would slow down. I did not. At 18, I started working for a band. That's what I do now, which is another blessing, is that I'm able to do what I used to do. I've traveled the world, I've done this and that, and I couldn't stop for those things. So it wasn't even just, I couldn't stop for love, I couldn't stop for my mother, I couldn't even stop for, what people think is perfection, or, traveling the world, making money, this and that, or, I couldn't stop for anything. The last month of me drinking kind of looked like this. I woke up in Jamaica, Queens, with no shoes on, in the hospital. I don't know if you know Jamaica, Queens at all. It's not a nice area. Shouldn't have been there, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I almost burned down my mom's house. The last drink I had was, I got into a fight and I got my jaw broken. And the next day I woke up, I still live with my mom, I still, I don't drive because I have a DWI, and I wake up, my mom's yelling at me, she's like, you need to leave this house, you can't live here anymore, I can't do this anymore, I can't watch you kill yourself. My mom loves me. She's like, I just can't watch that anymore. You really need to just either go back to rehab or get out of this house. And this wasn't a nice conversation, mind you. There was a lot of yelling, cursing going on. And me and my mom don't necessarily curse at each other, so that was the point that we've gotten to. You know, she was willing to kick out her baby boy. So I left. I was like, screw this, I need to leave. Like, I don't need help. That was where I was in my head. I didn't think that there was a problem, you know? Like, I knew that there was a problem, but I didn't want to face it, I guess. I don't know how you would word that, but I didn't want to face it, so I left. And I got about halfway there, and that's probably the greatest moment of my life, because it was like this just moment of clarity, this sudden burst of whatever, joy, happiness, like, I think things are going to be all right. And I turned around, and I'll never explain that. Like, I don't know what that was. I'm not a religious person. I believe in a higher power. I just don't know what that is. But it was, whatever it was a feeling of love, and I knew, like, this is going to be all right. So I went home, the tail tucked between my legs, you know, kind of like, oh, I'll go to rehab. And about 5 minutes later, I was like, kind of like, nah, I don't know if I want to go. And back and forth, and I finally went. And I've been sober ever since, because I don't know what it was about this time. I've been to rehab previous. I don't know what it was about this time. I was just, there was something there, you know, something bigger than me that was like just protecting me. Because all these like times I was explaining of trying to get sober, I wasn't able to do it because I was just kind of doing it on my own. You know, I didn't think I needed any help, or I thought I could do it this way, that way. So this was something else. This was something bigger than me, and you know, I went into this rehab with like, kind of like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna go and do these things and hope for the best. And I listened to everything. No, I didn't listen to everything. You know, I broke rules, and I'm not perfect. I still make a lot of mistakes in sobriety. I'm a human. You know, that's what we do. We make mistakes. And you know, I'm a part of a 12-step program. I can't really go into too much detail about that, but I believe that what I've learned there is what keeps me sober today. I mean, anyone has their own battles, you know, with how they get sober. This is what worked for me. It's the only thing that worked for me. So, you know, I'm excited to live that life. I also believe that doing stuff like this is keeping me sober, because I was that kind of dude who I wasn't nice to people. You know, I stole, I fought people, I did this and that, and you know, today I'm willing to give myself for, you know, if even one of you, if this affects one of you, I've done my job, you know, like, that's all I can ask for. Or if it affects none of you, but I'll keep doing it, you know, and hopefully I'll reach somebody. Dealing with that, with, you know, I don't know, if people do struggle, these are the things that, you know, you face in sobriety, is dealing with life on life's terms, and kind of just, and handling them like a man or like a woman, you know, and with grace. And I think. I lost a friend to a heroin overdose, so, you know, for those who never met someone who knows someone who died of drugs, it's real, it happens a lot. My friend died of a heroin overdose, and I watched all my friends, the way they celebrated his death was to get drunk and do this and that, and the way I celebrated it was to love that kid, you know, and live for him, and that's why I started doing things like this. Another one of my friends died in a surfing accident last year, and that was probably one of the hardest things I've been through in a while, and can't even think about it now, it chokes me up. And, you know, I didn't deal with that the way I used to, which was amazing. I dealt with that with just loving that person for who they were, and celebrating their lives, because they did a lot of great things. And, you know, in light of that, I've been trying to do, in my head, great things. You know, I've started up a few things, just trying to give back to people, because I've taken a lot. It's hard for me to even think that I've turned into this person, you know. I was the kind of person, if I saw a bag on the floor, I was going to look through it and try to take your money. And, you know, I don't even think about that stuff anymore, which is, you know, it's just a huge difference. You know, I don't know everyone's stories here, obviously. I know a lot of youth is plagued with drugs, alcohol, and what have you. And you know, I just want to say, if anyone is out there who does feel that way, who feels like there's no escape, like this is the only way that they're going to solve their issues is by doing drugs, doing alcohol, cutting themselves, or you know, whatever else is your escape. They're unhealthy escapes, by the way. You know, and just know that like that hope is real, that help is real. You know, if you reach out to someone, like so many people were willing to grab my hands when I finally was just like, all right, like I need help. I need to do something. Countless hands were extended to me, and that was something that was a beautiful moment. A lot of times, not so much anymore. I used to think that everyone was out to get me, and you know, this world is full of hateful people, and it's not the case. There are obviously some, but you know, that's not the case. People are really genuinely good people most of the times. You know, people have hearts. People want to do good things, and if you feel that you can't, you know, escape what you're doing, it's not, you know, it's not true. I started at 13, ended at 27. I did drugs for half my life, and I sit here today, a sober man, you know, who, I don't know any of you, but I love you all, and like, I would be willing to do anything for any of you, and you know, so there's one person who would do anything for you, and I know you have families and friends who would probably do anything for you. You know, it's not an embarrassment if you're doing the wrong thing. People are better than that. You know, people won't judge you for what you do. They'll probably just be sad and want to help you, and you know, that's a beautiful thing. I think we're about done, aren't we? All right. I just say one thing. You know, this was one of my first times speaking into this many people, so this was a little awkward for you. It was really awkward for me. I did have a good time, though. I hope you got anything. If anything, just get the fact that, you know, I'm living proof that things do get better, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
It just goes to show that, you know, you can accomplish quite a bit. You just have to keep going. Keep going. Thank you so much.